Okay, today's episode we're just going to be talking about what exactly we can do when we hear all of these things that are like stress provoking and anxiety provoking and like maybe kind of traumatizing that we hear every single day, whether it be from the news, and maybe it's just like life in general, because sometimes it just sucks. So what can we do in order to decompress, debrief, relax, compartmentalize? What can we do? Oh, we can explore that, so stay tuned. Okay, so for today's episode, I really kind of wanted to reach out more to people who provide, what's my phone going off? Help to people every single day. So mainly, I guess, just kind of in the helping profession. So like therapists, case managers, doctors, nurses, substance counselors, law enforcement, court advocates, even lawyers, teachers, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Oh, parents also, like, it's crazy, stressful too, okay? Okay, so we have deadlines to meet, we have protocols to follow, we have incident reports to make, we have meetings to attend, we have YouTube videos to make. It's like a lot of to deal with, okay? Basically, we just have to learn to take care of ourselves better because, most of us don't. We have 11 major organ systems in our body, and when we have chronic stress in our life, there's 7 of them that are affected. So those 7 are nervous system, musculoskeletal system, respiratory system, cardiovascular system, endocrine system, gastrointestinal system, and reproductive system. Okay, so I want you to think back. When was the last time you felt really, really stressed out, and what did that feel like physically and emotionally? Your muscles are probably really, really tense. Maybe you couldn't catch your breath. Maybe your heart was like racing like crazy, or maybe you're just like really, really on edge. You think something's gonna happen, but you're not really sure what's gonna happen. Maybe you got butterflies in your stomach, or maybe you thought you were gonna like poo yourself. And reproductive system, maybe men and women, when we're really stressed out, we just don't really feel like we want to do the deed. Whenever we go ahead and we talk about what are we going to do in order to help ourselves, we have to really look at what is the first thing that we start noticing. For me, one of the first things I start noticing whenever I feel like I have some chronic stress going on, or I feel like there's just too much on my plate, is that I start sleeping really terrible. I can't get to sleep. I wake up a lot at night. Even if it's like ongoing, it even goes into like having weird dreams. And even nightmares. And another thing is to start having some little tummy issues. So it's not some good stuff going down there below. Others have also told me that they feel physically exhausted, like they don't have any energy, motivation. Sometimes we even carry like tension in our bodies. So like jaws, shoulders, neck. Our brain feels kind of foggy. Mind starts like racing about various different things all throughout the day, and even at night, like I was just talking about, where they feel it just won't shut up. It just keeps on going. You're like, shut up. So I've like talked a lot about like, okay, well, this is the reason why and what to look for. Okay, now we have to like, so now you're all like, okay, well, when's Leslie gonna stop talking? We're just gonna get to like what I can do. The first thing you have to do is really have to look at what is it that you can get rid of in your life that could possibly cause your body and your mind to be more vulnerable to all those other things that are going on. Like, I'm not sleeping well, that's going to make me more vulnerable. If my stomach is having issues, that makes me more vulnerable. If I'm having tension, that makes me more vulnerable. So it starts having like this boomerang effect, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. For me, the first thing I'm going to do is go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Why Maslow? Because I'm a nerd and he was a genius. So if my sleep is impacted, then I'm going to definitely focus more on what exactly can I do in order to get more and better sleep. Meditations, focusing on my breath or some kind of breath work, shutting my phone off, not even being on electronics before I'm going to bed. As far as my stomach issues, let's be honest, okay? So when I'm stressed, I'm looking for chocolate, and I'm looking for pop, and I'm looking for carbs, because it's all just so delicious and it makes me feel better, but only in the short term, very, very short term, because sometimes then it just hits my gut and it's like, look what I can do. So then again, like I was saying earlier, it has this boomerang effect. So for one, I'm already feeling stressed, therefore I'm going to eat some food that make me feel better. But then if I eat this food to make me feel better, then it's going to cause all sorts of problems in my body, which then is going to make me feel even worse. And then it's like, then it came back and it hit me, that damn boomerang. Just, other people have stated they too will also focus more on like how they can kind of recenter their body and their mind. Again, that kind of goes back to how are they going to settle down their stress response. So if they have chronic stress going on constantly in their lives, then what is it they can do in order to calm down that stress response? Tell that little stress response it's okay. You don't need to be activated anymore. You can calm down. You can shut down. You can rest for a little bit until we really need you, which is almost never. So some practices within this include meditation, yoga, laughing. Laughing is the natural antidepressant that we have in our bodies. Like it could just happen and then we feel so good. Spending time with others, watching funny TV shows or movies, going outside, going for a walk, so getting physically active. Nature is an antidepressant. Walking is an antidepressant. It just makes us feel better, really, if you think about it. If you're having a really crappy day and you're like, I probably need to go for a walk, and I guess I will go for a walk. It's going to be forever. And then at the end, you're like, got that walk done. That feels pretty good. So I personally think the most important and the most effective thing to deal with to use when we have chronic stress is to debrief and decompress with somebody else who's in it too, because they're gonna get it. They're gonna understand. They can be like, oh my God, I know that it's crazy. It also allows your strong emotions and your strong thoughts to get out, to be heard, to say, hey, we don't need to fester inside of you like a infected toenail. It starts healing a whole lot better. All right, so let's review real quick. So you remember that we're gonna hear and we're gonna read icky stuff almost every single day, but that does not mean that we have to allow all these icky stuff to impact us. But sometimes they will, and that's okay. We just have to make sure that they don't have a heyday or powwow inside of our bodies and inside of our brains. The importance of taking care of our bodies and our minds is number one. So, if you think about it, if we feel constipated or if we have like diarrhea all the time, we're not really going to spend a whole lot of time focusing a lot on like our relationships and how we can go to the movies and have date nights, because all we're focusing on is when's the next time I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. Also, we must become centered into the present moment. Right now, the past and the future are only guests, and we have to invite them into our lives. They are not residents, they are only guests, and we can kick them to the curb. We can say, you can leave now because I'm done with you. There's times it's okay just to distract yourself with some chocolate and with some carbs, but at the same time, if you're having those stomach problems, maybe you might need to look at something else. I know I have to. You can also look at a previous video that I made on distracting. Distracting can be very satisfying. Like I just recently got a Cricut, and it is so satisfying to watch that thing cut in color. I could look at it all day. It's so satisfying. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, go ahead and catch me on Facebook, Leslie, the clinical social worker. Like this video, do the little bell for notifications on more videos, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until then, please take care of yourself so then we can take care of other people.